over when you've hit rock bottom. There are many factors that can hinder us every day. But what keeps us going? What gives us courage? The presence of our friends and loved ones? Doing good work reminds us of the vitality of life. Living our purpose and fulfilling our duties inside the Church of Christ.
This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesianicristo.
Welcome to INCRadio Micronesia. We are live streaming in the district of Micronesia. I would like to greet those who are watching us here in our INCRadio YouTube channel. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. Here in the district of Micronesia, we would like to say half a day from Guam and the CNMI, which is the Commonwealth of the Northern Marianas, Ali from Palau, Halangan from Pohnpei, and Lokwe from the Marshall Islands. I am your host and producer here on this satellite studio, Sister Arlene Malikdem from the local congregation of Guam. And tonight's topic here in our satellite studio is all about being responsible. So tonight we are going to discuss what it takes to embrace our daily responsibilities and how to always keep them as well. So before we go on with our broadcast this evening or our live streaming this evening, I would like to give away to Sister Avi the next segment of our broadcast.
Hello, brethren, tuning in to INC Radio Micronesia. I'm Sister Avian, or Sister Avi for short, from the local congregation of Guam. I will be one of your YouTube engagers for tonight, as well as all of my other YouTube engagers there in the live chat. So we have Brother Sean, Brother RY, Sister Jillian, and Sister Randy there in the live chat helping me for tonight. So if you see any of us there, please say hello to all of us. We will be engaging with you and having a conversation and also posting our questions for tonight, so be on the lookout for those. And if you are new to our broadcast or to our district or to INC Radio in general, here is a quick video our Kuya text will play for you to watch.
Live chat! We love hearing from you, but we want to know, where are you tuning in from?
Have you heard about our hashtag challenge?
That's right! Don't forget to hashtag your local congregation in the comments down below.
Not only that, hashtag your CFO too.
And at the end of the show, find out who won our hashtag challenge.
Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the show.
All right, thank you, Kuya Tex. On to Kuya Sean, who will be reading out our YouTube engagement question.
Thanks, Sister Avi. So, for our first YouTube engagement question, it is: what age did you feel you've started to practice being more responsible? And what is it? So, please comment your answers down below. Sister R?
Thank you, Brother Sean and Sister Avi. And I wanted to ask our one Brother Sean to go ahead and answer your YouTube engagement question. So our live chat will go ahead and participate with you.
Okay, what age? I don't remember the age, but when I started going to college in the Philippines, I lived in a dorm. I lived with roommates, so I had to be more responsible. I had to learn how to stretch out my allowance. I had to learn how to do my own laundry. I had to be more responsible. Yes. So everyone else, please answer that question in our YouTube live chat. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Brother Sean. You sound a little bit nervous when you're mentioning that, but it must have not been too long ago. I hope. I hope it wasn't like when you were really, really young. But thank you for sharing your experience with us. And yes, that is one of the answers from our brother Sean. He will also be doing the YouTube chat there. You say hi to them. Sister Avi has her team there, so Sister Avi will be there as well. Now, going forward with our topic this evening,
Hello,
our
team
topic
live chat.
this evening is about being responsible. So we need to be responsible as we grow up, right? You know, we're going to that age of like those who are like possibly who graduated, like this is like the graduation time of this year. So those who are graduated and wanting to learn about how to be more independent, being more responsible, this is the topic you want to listen to this evening. So we're gonna go first with our guest this evening, or actually my crew members this evening. Uh, they're they are connected online with us. So let's go ahead and start with the Denogan sisters. Which whoever wants to introduce themselves first, go ahead.
Hey everyone, wherever you are tuning in from, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. If you are new to our broadcast, I'm Sister Anne from the local congregation of Machinao, and I will be one of your multimedia officers helping in various parts of the broadcast tonight. And I am currently going to school still, but since I am new here in the island of Lon, I'm also trying to apply to some places here on the island as well.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sister Faye. I am Sister Anne's sister, and also same thing. Also, just moved here to the island of Guam. Um, yes, I'm also one of the multimedia officers who will be guesting today. So, looking forward to our broadcast.
Thank you, Sister Anne and Sister Faye. You can go ahead and keep your mics on so that way we can conversate throughout the whole broadcast. Um, so for this type of broadcast or our topic this evening being more responsible and being more independent, right? I know at one point you were not with mom and dad, right? You were one was in a different island and then you guys are in a different island. So, but still within the district of Micronesia. How how can you uh, relate to this topic and what are the benefits or what are the good things of and also the drawbacks of being by yourself, being more independent, being responsible for yourself, and not having that immediate help from like your parents.
So, I think when you think about the word independent and being responsible, you're pretty much just making your own decisions and you're kind of free from any um, decisions from other people. It's really just you making the decision. And so my sister and I, we had to practice doing that and being really responsible for ourselves because when we're with our parents, like they really do take care of us. They shower us with so much love and care and they spoil us a lot. And so we had to really practice doing really being responsible. And I think the benefit of that is that you practice decision making, which helps and improves your self-esteem in the future and also reduces stress. So there's a lot of benefits to being independent and practicing how to be responsible. For drawback, I think when it is placed on you the responsibility of being independent and making decisions, it does get overwhelming and you really want to make the best decision. So it's a lot of responsibility. How about you, Sister Anne? What do you think?
I think adding on to what Sister Faye was saying, that the benefits are that you kind of get to make your own schedule for yourself, and I think with that you get to enhance skills that you weren't able to when you were living with your parents, and it's also something that you learn and grow through as you experience it. So it's not something that you know everything right away at the beginning, but when you start to experience things as you go through it, that's when you start really growing. And I think one of the drawbacks is that you have to kind of navigate life on your own without having someone to like really guide you or tell you like, oh, you should do this or that. It's something like after Faye said, you have to really make your own decisions, and it's difficult at times because you're like, am I making the right decision? Like, what's the best thing that I should do for myself? So even though there's drawbacks, that always ends up having a benefit for you in the future.
And I think it's really a time for us to really show and prove to like our parents that everything that they've taught us, it was never wasted, and that we already like practice it and we keep it and we cherish it with every decision that we make.
Wow, you said so much, sisters. Sister Anne, Sister Faye, we were gonna break this down a little bit in our conversation, but we'll talk about a little bit more of what everything that you have mentioned. But yes, this is a time where you get to embrace and know who you are, how you get things done. Sister Anne said mentioning about scheduling, like you get to figure out how you and your schedule works for you, right? But also, I know you're with your older sister, Sister Faye, at that time that you're talking about this time when you were no longer with or not with your parents that time. So I was wondering, like, when it came to all of that, being alone, trying to figure out what all your schedules, um, actually, even practicing everything that your parents taught you, how how do you go about now balancing the help that you can get from your parents or from your sister or both of you, or even just or anyone in general? Like, what would be the time where you would actually ask for assistance, or if you would not? It's up to you. Like in this scenario.
I think that like as human beings, we do have our limitations, but I think having a support system really helps a lot. For me, sometimes when I feel like I'm feeling tired or overwhelmed, I sometimes call my friends, and we have like a weekly checkup with each other because also some of my friends are also living by themselves as well. And it's nice to talk to people who are going through the same thing that you're struggling through because you feel like, oh, I'm not alone in this. Somebody else also feels the same way that I do. So that it also makes me feel more motivated to do the things I want to accomplish because I feel like when you talk about it with someone, it does so much for you. And also just little things like FaceTiming our parents each night. It's always helpful to have that support because at the end of the day, if we have questions or help or we just want to talk to someone, talking to our parents really helped us get through that challenge and that struggle, and we didn't feel like we were completely like alone in it. So that's when we would depend on each other. Good thing we had each other as sisters because then when the load was feeling heavy on myself, then I would go to my sister like, oh, can we help each other through this? So that's how we got through it.
Yeah, even with like just doing the dishes, if she would be like overworked, like we would try to take turns, and it really did help a lot because you can't really be fully independent, fully responsible all the time. Because we even noticed that even just cooking breakfast, it took a lot of time during your day, and we were really grateful that our mom, like whenever we're with her, she always had food ready. So
I think it made us appreciate that more also about her.
Yeah, because there was really like with all the busy schedule with schoolwork and then our offices, we really didn't have time. Like, when are we gonna eat? But of course, we never worried about that. We just had to like time manage really like throughout our days.
I love your experiences that you have just mentioned because I remember seeing your mom, right? And she's like, I miss my girls. She
Oh,
would tell me that, and I'm worried about what they're eating or not eating. And I said, oh yes. I said, don't worry, boy. They're gonna be here soon. And then they told me when you'll be here in the island of Guam. Um, so I said, oh. So now that you have mentioned that, communication nowadays is not so far, not like before, where communication will take a longer from a longer transit or time to go from one to the other, right? So now we have this video calls, and I love how you mentioned that even with just food and trying to figure out what to eat, you call your parents, like your mom, and ask them like what they you how to cook this one. And that is like one of my dearest experience with also my parents, because I used to live far from Guam, really far from Guam at one point of my life. And I remember actually just making a simple call or video call. How do you make like this particular dish, or this particular food? So I love how, you know, um, n- you're not alone. You have exhausted or used up all your resources, your friends, your parents. Um, so they are the ones that help you go through it. And I love that you have friends that are also in the same boat as you guys. So that that will actually help, because I being alone in this and trying to figure out what to do, and also hear from other people's experiences, will also help you along the way. And I love how you mentioned that, because it's true. Being more responsible, being more independent, we all need to learn how to do that at some point in our life, right? um, at one point in our life, the ones that will support us will probably no longer be there, right? And we have to be able to learn, absorb, from those that we look up to, and learn from them, and learn from their wisdom when it comes to uh, embracing independency, embracing the responsibilities of what life brings us, right? So also want to go ahead and shoot over to our YouTube comments, because I do see our district minister, Brother Joven Jr. Safilo, that is here in our live chat. Thank you, Paul, for supporting us. He does love our topic this evening. Hope you're doing well, Paul, and also our CFO overseer, Brother Daniel Jeffrey Munday, says good evening po to our district minister, Brother Joven Sapilo Jr. And then he hashtags Opera Heights and hashtags Ponte. So yes, those are tuning into our broadcast. You know about the hashtag challenge. So please do your hashtag so that we know who you're representing, and then that way it will count towards uh, those counts for our local hashtag winners. So we want to mention also to anyone commenting on our comments this evening. So I want to go ahead and ask our brother Sean and sister Avi. Anyone commenting about our discussion this evening, I would like to give that floor to you.
Okay, at the art. So I see a lot of brethren who have been commenting so far. The first one I see is my dad, who is commenting in the live chat. He said that he was answering our first question, which was, what age did you feel you started to practice being more responsible, and what was it? And my dad commented that it was when he was 11, moving to Hawaii from the Philippines. And I also see Sister Eliza Lobaton from Upper Heights. She says, I think recently I started to practice responsibility when I first started working, trying to balance with both work and home, and soon with school, and while learning the responsibility of money. And I think that's a big part on a lot of people, like the Kadiwas, and I think some older Binhi, like my age. We're all trying to figure out how to manage all of our time with school and work and money, especially money. and and I think this topic is really good for all of us that are tuning in so far. So keep on listening, brethren. So, Brother Sean, do you have any more that you'd like to read out?
We had Sister Randy, but the yeah, I got lost in the comments. Sorry, Sister Randy, but I know Sister Randy answered. Do you have it, Sister Avi?
I have it. I have it. I see it, Brother Sean. So she says, I would say at the age of 18 when I started to practice being more responsible. That was the age I started going to college. And so it meant having to apply to school by myself and also starting to look for a job. And I see one more here from Brother Kyle, who's from the local congregation of Jigo. He answered, for me po, it was 4 years ago when I was asked to take leadership duties, but for the locale, and it made me learn to manage my time more. I very much agree with that. Yes. And I think that's um, a lot of responsibility for our age, but it's also very good for us that we're learning even now to manage all of the things that we're juggling throughout this life. But I think that's all the YouTube comments that I see so far, Sister
Thank you,
Arlene.
Sister Avi and Brother Sean, for those comments, and thank you for those who are commenting below and following our discussion this evening, all about being responsible, being more independent, and so forth. So we want to go ahead and go back with our guests this evening, or my INC crew members, because they are our guests this evening and mentioning and discussing our topic this evening. So with our with your experience, Sister and Sister Faye, now let's talk about the skills. You, Sister Faye, you actually mentioned a lot of it earlier in the first answer, or earlier in our discussion. But let's go ahead and revisit that. So, what skills you think are essential to maintain your responsibilities, keep maintaining them, and how is this gonna help you going forward, or help someone going forward?
So just like what Sister Anne said with the scheduling, so that goes into time managing. Also being organized is very important. We had to always look ahead in our schedule to make sure we prepared everything. Like even for like my lunchtime, because sometimes from school, I'll wake up from school and then I'll go straight to work and there's only one car. So my sister, we would have to like plan, okay, so you're gonna bring my lunch and I'm gonna eat in the car and you're gonna bring me to work. And so like things like that, just really like being prepared, looking ahead in your day really helped a lot. Um, yeah, just balancing and trying not to get overwhelmed. I think that's the most important thing. That and we kind of learned while being independent that when something would like go wrong, like food would accidentally like spill on the floor or something, we just
It just happens.
yeah, it just happened. That's part of being an adult. We
It
tried
does happen.
yeah. Like even like our friends would come over to our house and they would like spill something on the floor. They're like, "Oh my, oh, Ate, I'm so sorry."
Yeah.
And then we're like, "It's okay. That's
It's
adulting.
life.
That's life.
The
That's
sooner
normal."
you accept it,
Yeah,
the
so
better your day will be.
Yeah, we really just accepted things the way that it would come to us in life, and
Yeah.
just continue to be appreciative for everything.
I think that's one of the important skills to have, is just to let everything be as it is. And also another important aspect is also self-discipline, because self-discipline really is something that no one's going to tell you what to do throughout your day or to get things done. You have to really push yourself to achieve that goal or like that dream. Even the day-to-day small little things, like it's easy to feel uninspired, but when you push yourself to do even the littlest things, that will help you enhance your independency. So I think that's also something we learned as well.
Yeah.
You have mentioned really, really good points. Time managing, scheduling, self discipline. You know what? I believe like all of those all together really matters. Like really matters for you being responsible, because once you get to that age where not only you're gonna be taking care of yourself, but you'll be taking care also of your family, right? So this is a really good stepping stone of like learning how to be more responsible, to be more independent, not really involving too much of someone else or leaning over to someone else. But you're right. One thing I do want to mention, like self discipline. You hit it dead on that one, because for self discipline, it really does matter. And I believe, in our pre show earlier, also, you, Brother Sean also mentioned about taking the, I'm not going to mention them, but taking the initiative, right? He mentioned that. And it's like self discipline as well, because you have to be able to push yourself even though you may be tired, even though you want to go to sleep, or you're hungry, or you need to do something else because you're responsible for that. It is self discipline. You have to be able to maintain that and have that discipline in mind. So thank you for explaining that. Can I know what kind of self discipline examples you have, Sister Faith? Because you worked and you also go to school. What was that?
Um, hmm. I think, um, there's a lot because it really we saw that we would lose a lot of time because of our just busy schedule. So you really are not allowed to procrastinate. Like even just a small thing like taking out the trash. If you don't take out the trash, you're gonna have ants in the house. So like something as small as that, you really have to be self-disciplined to keep pushing yourself even if you're tired. Um, with our homework and balancing everything, like even if sometimes you would want to like take a day off from work or a day off from school or take a nap,
You can't.
we
Take
can't. We have to keep really like being self-disciplined. That we cannot be lazy. We can't procrastinate. We have to keep going on. And in the end, it was
very rewarding.
yeah, very rewarding.
Wow, you kept a really tight schedule, and I hope at one point you were able to at least reward yourself. If you got things done, were you able to like reward yourself in the end? We can answer that going forward, but being independent, right, or being more responsible,
Yes.
uh, how does it contribute to your personal growth and development?
Do you want to
Um,
answer that?
like I mentioned earlier, being independent helps you enhance your skills in so many aspects. You learn more things about yourself and what you're capable of. And I know, for me, I didn't think we would be able to handle the things that we handled living on our own. I know that when we first started, I was thinking like, how do we have all the time to do everything that we want to in the day? So that's really something that we really had to learn through, like what I mentioned in our first question. So um, it was really challenging in many ways, but with the help of support with each other and also our we always had the trust in our Almighty God that He's always going to help us be able to fill all the things that we really need to. So that's something that we always kept in mind in enhancing our skills.
Yeah, we also kept reminding ourselves, like when we would think that it was getting too difficult, we always remind ourselves that it's not. It's like we can still do it because we have our Almighty God. Like He has helped us so much. Um, even like I don't. There's just a lot of small details. Like we're always super grateful for this experience because we really felt that our Almighty God helped us at all times, and there were so many people that were also helping us too. So we're truly grateful for all of them.
Yes. You know what? It almost sounds like we need to close off this discussion already, because it was such a good advice that you have mentioned, that our Almighty God really did help us through, right? And members of the Church of Christ, we always put our reliance to Him when it comes to anything, our decisions, our plans, everything up to our Almighty God. Especially when you're being trying to be more responsible, right? Trying to be more independent. If you're trying to get to that level of stage in your life, if it's becoming where you want to court or have a boyfriend or girlfriend, or go in that next stage of like marriage and then children, it all of it is all practiced already, like as early as you can. And our parents are really grateful, and also our friends were really grateful to them that they help us along the way. And before we end this discussion, I'm gonna ask Sister Faye, because uh, Sister Faye just recently graduated. Congratulations. And
You
I
are.
just wanted to ask, what advice would you give to someone who wants to become like more responsible, more independent? What would you say to them?
So first disclaimer, because we're not really professionals at being independent. We're still also trying to figure it out. So I feel like I'm not really worthy of giving any advice to anyone. But the one thing that really worked for my sister and I was that despite the busy schedule and all the responsibilities that we had to do on our own, because we didn't really have much time to prepare, but we really trusted in our Almighty God, and we it really helped when we would have devotional prayers at the chapel together, and everything. Yeah, everything that we prayed for, like our Almighty God really did answer. So and He really showed like miracles. So we're truly grateful for everything. So I think the number one thing is to really just always pray. Don't rely on yourself. To just really trust in the plans that our Almighty God has for us, because it really will come out better than what we've ever imagined. And I've seen that throughout our life. We always plan for something, but it always goes a different way, and it's so much better than what we imagine.
Thank you, Sister Faye and Sister Anne, for that. Sister Anne, if you want to go ahead and add to what your sister mentioned, you can do so. But
Yeah, just like what Ate Faye mentioned, every time on days we would have to perform, we would try to go there super early just so that we have time alone in the chapel to really pray and not just ask for things that we need, but also to most especially thank God for like helping us through it, because um, we couldn't have gone through everything that we went through if it wasn't for the help of our Almighty God, because He really got us through all the struggles that we went through. So, even though we felt struggles at times, we were even more grateful because we got through it, because our Almighty God helped us. And it's true what the faith said, everything that we prayed for, it's like a miracle happened the next day and it was provided to us. So, that's why we didn't worry about anything, because we always had that trust. At the end of the day, our Almighty God's gonna help us. So we never felt like we truly really struggled, because He was always there in the end.
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that, Sister Anne. And you're right. As members of the Church of Christ, we are always taught to rely on our Almighty God for anything and everything, right? And this shows proof that both of you were able to succeed in what in that endeavor that you had to go through, that experience. And also Sister Faye was able to graduate. So there is so many blessings. Yes, so many blessings, and congratulations to you, sis. But thank you again for being here and talking about being more responsible. You are someone, for such a young person, still developing herself, themselves, plural, because you and your sister developing yourselves. You are gonna be a good role model to so many brethren here. So, and here in the District of Micronesia. So we're glad to have you here, and always being able to learn from you and your experiences. So thank you again, and we're gonna go ahead and now move on to our YouTube comments, and then our last engagement question. So I'm gonna take it away, Sister Avi and Brother Sean.
All right, thank you, Sister Arlene. So we have a lot of brethren commenting down. It's mostly just brethren hashtagging away their local congregations and their organizations, and we love to see that. So please comment those down in the live chat, and you will get to see who will be our most supportive commenter or most supportive locale that is there. And I see a lot of brethren who are greeting our district minister, Brother Joven Sapilio Jr., and our assistant district minister, Brother Julius Malaban. And thank you so much, both, for your support and your comments in our live chat. And I also see that a lot of brethren there in Saipan are really missing Sister Faye and Sister Anne there in Saipan. But we are glad to know that we are still in the same district and still sisters and brothers in faith. So we're still glad to have them here. And we also see another comment here from Brother Nathaniel Russell. He says, "Good morning, INC Radio. Greetings from Fort, Fort Worth, Texas. Thank you for tuning in." And I see another one that just came in. Kajate Pasha, good evening po everyone. Hashtag Saipan. Hashtag CWS. And do you see any more, Brother Sean?
Yes, I do, Sister Avi. We have Lloyd Cruz. She says, hashtag San Jose, hashtag Booklud. Happy viewing po to all Micronesia. We have Brother Leonardo Cristobal Sr. He says, good evening po to our District Minister, Brother Joven Sapilio Jr., and our Assistant District Minister, Brother Julius Malabanan. We have Sister Mary Grace Napitan. She says, hello po to all head deacons from the local congregation of San Jose. And we also have May Roman. Good morning po from Saipan. And we also have LD Berto. Happy viewing po mga kapatid. So next up is our second YouTube engagement question, which is what is a good indicator of when someone is ready to be on their own? Open close parentheses being independent. So please comment your answer on our YouTube live chat and we'll be happy to read it to you.
Thank you, Brother Sean. And yes, now I'm going to ask Brother Sean, what is a good indicator of when someone is ready to be on their own?
Well, Sister R, I think the best indicator is when someone is or when someone has the initiative to do good, when someone is willing to do stuff, without being told so, like they're willing to do the dishes, they're willing to be more independent without having their parents tell them what to do, having anyone to tell them what to do. They have that concern for to do better, to help I guess, the society, to help the church as well.
Thank you, Brother Sean. Yes, that's a really good indicator. It's taking initiative. If you practice that really well, Brother Sean thinks that's a really good indicator when someone is ready to be on their own. Thank you so much. And also I believe being financially stable. That's another one too. So those are commenting below. Let's go hear your answers so that we can have time to read them out by the end of this broadcast. Now, going forward, we want to see what is happening in the District of Micronesia. Sister Anne will go ahead and take that away.
Yes, thank you, Sister Arlene and Brother Sean, for giving us a sneak peek on our YouTube engagement questions for today. Now let's see what our district has been up to in our CFO in action.
CFO in action.
So for this week, our district recently had a Binhi monthly meeting where they focus on career goals in the island of Guam and helping them prepare for future endeavors, as well as helping them in the performances of their duties. And we also had our district monthly meeting where all the brethren were able to be updated on all the activities and projects, as well as an update on our past activities within our district. So we hope all the brethren enjoyed our past activities. Now let's see what's next in Micronesia's lineup. On June 7th, we will have a district-wide EVM. In July, we are celebrating the 110th anniversary, so we will be having activities which will be announced soon. So we hope that everyone is looking forward to these activities. Now let's move on to our next topic with our Christian music video with Sister Arlene.
Yes, thank you, Sister Anne, for that. And we have such a music video we want to show you, performed by our one Sister Avi Augustin and Sister Jonah Reyes, Sister Mahakura, and Brother Roel Kayo Luge from the local congregation of Jigo, and they have performed this song, "Hope in God's Grace," a great song for this topic this evening. Take a look.
As days pass more, I yearn for us to be in the true home that God made for you and me. 'Cause we're both tired of problems in every corner that makes life in this world harder. Let's not lose hope, for it's drawing nearer. The joyous moment for us. His nation, the promised salvation. Put our hope in what's ahead in all of His great promises, in the grace that will be ours. Put our hope in the grace that will be ours. Put our hope in the grace that will be ours. Put our hope in the grace. Put our hope in the grace that will be ours. Put our hope in the grace will be ours. Put our hope in the grace. Put our hope in the grace. While we wait for His Son's return, let's promise to be brave. Don't be afraid. Whatever trials you and I face, don't let our hearts be swayed. When trouble comes, hard times we face, pray to God and do not be dismayed. Cast our burdens on Him and hold on a little longer. Wait and see Him make us stronger. Our hope in what's ahead in all of His great promises, and the grace that will be ours. Put a hope in the grace that will be ours. If the time comes when we finish our race, we'll be happy and won't be sad. As we never receive His grace, eternal peace in heaven. If the time comes when we finish our race, we'll be happy and won't be sad ever again. In the grace, in the grace that will be ours. Put our hope in what's ahead in all of His great promises. Put our hope in what's ahead in all of His great promises, in the grace that will be ours. Put hope in the grace that will be ours. Put hope in what's ahead in all of His great promises, in the grace that will be ours. Put hope in the grace that will be ours. Put hope in the grace that will be ours.
Woohoo! I love that song. And thank you so much for playing that music video performed by our sisters and our brother. Now we're going to go ahead and go forward with our YouTube comments, because many brethren are answering our second YouTube question. Let's go ahead and take it away, Sister Avi and Sister Brother Sean.
Thank you, Sister Arlene, and thank you for those who are um, praising us in the comments. Thank you for for your support. So for our engagement question as well as our discussions, I see Sister Mary Grace Napitan saying, for me, if they are being mature in all things that they are doing. And Sister Christine Hernandez, she says, when they are financially stable to support themselves, they know how to pay for bills, cook, clean, and etc. I very much agree with that. Well, and one of our YouTube engagers, Brother Jan RY, he commented as well. He said, for my opinion, making independent decisions and accepting responsibility for those decisions. Yes, bro. Oh, and also our sister Michelle Malabanan has commented po. She says, good evening to all po. Hashtag Saipan. Hello po. Thank you for tuning in. And moving on to another answer from one of our CWS from Saipan, Sister Jade Pasha. She says, a good indicator of when someone is ready to be on their own is if they can do responsibilities by themselves able to always help others when needed. It's so nice to see that the CBOS knows, and that CBOS knows a good indicator of being independent and responsible. And another comment that I see is Sister Lloyd Cruz. She says hashtag San Jose greeting to our beloved brother Ronig Lizardo and Sister Emily Lizardo. We love you po. Hashtag from the Bantay tonight in our Logabo. And I see another one. This is the last one. Um, Ka John Prill M says a good indicator is being financially independent, has positive mindset, and spiritually and emotionally strong. I think that's a good point, but that's one that hasn't been said tonight until now. That you that one should be very positive mind, have a positive mindset, and have be strengthened spiritually and emotionally. But yes, that is all I see for now. Oh, no, I see one more, brother Roel Kyle. He commented an indicator is when they take responsibility to what they do and accept their mistakes and criticisms. It's when they show that they're ready to grow and is willing to be better. I agree with that. Oh, and yes, Sister Jade Pasha, thank you for commenting those answers. Thank you to all of those who have been participating throughout our discussion and our YouTube engagement questions. Brother Shaw, do you see any, or Sister Arlene?
All I see is everyone wanting Sister Avi's autograph. So please, Sister Avi, when you have the time, please send us your autograph.
It should be all the autographs of all the performers. So we're great, great, great job on that. And yes, thank you again for tuning into INC Radio Micronesia. And before we go and leave our broadcast this evening, want to play something fun. So, Sister Anne, what is it?
Yes, thank you, Sister Arlene, and also to Sister Avi and Brother Sean for those YouTube comments from our brethren tonight. Before we move on to our next part of our broadcast, Kuya Tech, what time is it? Thank you, Kuya Tech. Now it is time to get you all up and awake at this hour with a quick game time. The game for this evening is called This or That, where our participants show a heart for the first option or a thumbs up for the second option. So we're going to have all of our crew members here today as well as our guests. We're all going to play this together. So I'm going to give you guys two options. Just react to however you guys want or whichever you guys would rather choose as being responsible. So for our first option, we have buy a new car or a used car. Can you see your guys' reaction?
Oh, let's see, let's see. I say.
Oh, everyone says buy a new car.
Buy a new car, yes.
Wow, everyone's partying. Okay, I think for me, a used car is okay too, as long as it gets me from point A to point B. I'm fine with it. So
It's the new car smell. The new car.
okay. I agree with Brother Michael. It's the new car smell. Okay, our next option is open a credit card or get a loan. This is kind of tricky.
Oh, that's so tricky.
Yeah, it's actually. You want to, Sister Face says a heart.
For the points. The cash back.
I say a heart too.
Yeah, I think a heart. I think most of
Oh,
us
Brother Michael says get a loan.
a loan.
Wow. Okay, that's something different. Brother Michael, I would like to know your reason why.
Yes.
Build credit first, something like that. Somewhere
Wait.
in the line to that.
Okay.
Build the credit.
Yeah, I can see that. So, for our next option, we have call for a taxi or call for a friend. I think a friend.
A
Just
friend.
to be safe. Yeah. Be safe.
Yes.
I think everyone would rather call a friend to save money also and be safe. So, our next option is bike to work or take public transportation.
Wow, it depends. Are we talking about like here in the island of Guam?
If it is just
I'm so
that.
scared. I would say, I would say hearts.
Hard. I think bike to work because you kind of kill a you knock out two things. You get your exercises and you save money. So I think I would bike to work. But everybody else, would you take public
transportation.
Okay, so for our next option, we have pack your meal or buy a snack.
I think
That's kind of hard.
buying a snack. Making packing my own meal doesn't taste as good as buying a snack.
I'm more of a bias snack person.
Yeah.
I think we have one more, right, Sister Anne?
Yes, you have one more. Drink water or drink coffee.
Oh,
So
for
your guys'
sure.
I'll do
Our
I'll
time
I'll
is
do
on the
water.
way.
I'm in between.
Yeah.
I'm a
Our
coffee drinker
family
anymore.
is a coffee drinker, and so they've been trying to also make me drink coffee.
Yeah, we're trying to convince her. But also drinking water, everybody needs to drink water.
Yes, definitely. Even the nurse said so, right, Sister Faye?
Yes, Nurse Faye.
Yes, everyone drink water.
So you guys heard it from Nurse Faye. Everybody drink your water. I think that's the last one we have. So I want to thank all of our crew members and our guests for participating. And we hope everyone all enjoyed that quick game to get you all energized. Now we want to move on and mention the local hashtag winner with Sister Eileen.
Oh yes, thank you, Sister Anne, for that. For the local hashtag winner, we are actually gonna go ahead and consolidate that to next week's broadcast. So we won't have that just yet for last week's broadcast, but we will mention it next week's broadcast. So stay tuned into who is the local hashtag winner from last week and also today. So or tonight, and we will mention that on our next week's broadcast. Thank you so much. And want to go ahead and go forward with our YouTube engagers, Brother Sean. Do we have any more comments we want to mention? Oh, I think Brother Sean, you're muted. No, we don't have any more comments to mention.
All we have is brethren greeting and hashtagging their local congregation book.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, the local hashtag is still going on until the end of this broadcast. So those who are still tuning into our broadcast, which I still see there's about 26 uh, people who are here and listening to our live stream. So please hashtag away because that will count towards your local hashtag support, and we will go ahead and like I mentioned, read out those winners. Again, we have Sister Mary Grace Napitan, Brother Leonardo Cristobal Senior, um, Sister Jade Pasha. They're all commenting so much. Brother Jared, hello. He says hi, Brother Sean. Brother Jared is our CEA president, and also he's from the local congregation of Machanao. So Machanao in the house right now. And Sister Irene Reyes, hello po. That's Sister Randy Reyes' mom. Hello, thank you so much for tuning in and hashtagging your locale. And for those like Sister Arlene Parsha, thank you again. She's always so active in hashtagging away. She's so active right there. Thank you for supporting the local congregation of Guam. So, all my Guam brethren, go ahead and hashtag away so we can count your participation here on INC Radio Micronesia. Brother Sean, let's go ahead and say our next invitation for next week's broadcast.
Yes, Sister R, we would like to thank everyone for joining us for this week's broadcast, and we hope that hopefully everyone here is a little more responsible. So next week we'll see you guys same time, same place here for the INC Radio Micronesia, which is on Saturdays, 10 p.m. Tomorrow Standard Time, and we hope to see you then. Thank you, Pa.
So we're gonna go ahead and mention all our greetings and thank you, Sister Anne. Let's go ahead, take that away.
Yes, we would like to extend our greetings to our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo
Oh
V.
my god.
Ronaldo. our subsidy president, CEO, and CFO
Dude, I don't
coordinator,
know.
Brother Angelo Eranio Manalo. And we do have more greetings with Sister Amy.
Okay.
I think Brother Sean, you're still mute. You're muted, not muted. Sorry, but okay. To our sister Avi, let's go ahead.
We would also love to thank our District Minister, Brother Joven Supilio Jr., and our Assistant District Minister, Brother Julius Malabanan, as well as our CFO Overseer, Brother Daniel Jeffrey Munar, as well as our crew members here, Sister Faye, Sister Anne, and Brother Sean, Brother Michael, Ate Arlene, and as well as Brother Jan, Sister Jillian, and Sister Randy there in the YouTube live chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sister Avi. And yes, thank you for those have given their support to us in this evening's live stream broadcast. And especially to our executive producer, Brother Emmanuel Andaya, always helping us, leading us here in our satellite studio. We want to say good night to Micronesia. And coming up next is Washington, D.C. Satellite Studio. And it's good morning over there in that side of the world. So thank you again for tuning into our broadcast. We'll see you next week. Good night.